Hey everybody, welcome back to the Daily Bern. Come on in, this is the war room of the political revolution. What this is a daily motivational show for all of us who are out there each day fighting in this political revolution in order to change our government into one that works for the people. Please like and share and comment. Any interaction in the show helps this video do better in Facebook's algorithm and get out to more viewers. Plus, I love hearing from you. Thanks for coming to the Daily Bern. I'm your host, Sean Yankee, and today's theme is going to be getting it done. Now, we are in a fight. It's a strange fight, nothing we've ever been prepared for, but a fight nonetheless. And we want big changes. We want real progress. Things are bad in this world and in this country, and we want to fix that and rebuild it into something better. And that is huge. Now, how do we do that? How do we accomplish all of that? Well, simple. We do it like you do anything, one step at a time, one action at a time. Don't focus on the size of it or the difficulties and the challenges. Focus only on your goal. Think with the future in mind instead of dwelling on the present and the hardships needed to reach that goal. Keep in mind what you are working towards, and know that to get there, all you have to do is keep pushing forward. Make one step towards your goal each day, at least one. Make a commitment. Decide what you're going to do for this revolution, and then do that thing, whatever it is that you choose, every day. Now, of course, some days you'll feel good and maybe do more, but commit to doing something that helps the revolution move forward that you will do every day. Now be realistic and honest with yourself and pick something that suits you and your individual gifts, and don't set yourself up to fail. But once you pick your task, stick with it. And it'll be easy at first, but there will come a day that you don't want to do it. Even if you pick something that you absolutely love to do, one day you won't feel like it. Make sure that you still do it. This does not get done if we don't do the work. We have got to own this fight 100%. This is our fight, not Bernie's. Bernie is only our candidate. And don't get me wrong, he is a great candidate, but in the end, he is only one man, and he can't do this alone. We do this. Millions of us standing united and working together, each doing our own part to move this revolution forward. That is how this gets done. That is how change takes place. And this isn't new. This is how it's always been done. And every time change has taken place, those trying to make that change happen were told that it was impossible. Because it's always impossible until somebody does it. The ones who made those changes throughout history kept moving forward even though everyone said no. They stayed at it and stayed strong until their demands were met. That's how women got the right to vote, how minorities got their civil rights in this country, how wars have been stopped. It's how things get done. It is how the people speak to power, by uniting. That is why they invest so heavily in dividing us up. It keeps us weak. And we have to rise above that. Enough of us do, at least. Because all we need to do is reach a tipping point. We have the momentum needed to grow our revolution to a point where this dramatic change that we are seeking can happen. This is possible. Believing that is important. We have to will this into existence. Think like winners, act like warriors, and put quitting and losing out of our minds. We are the front runners. Let's act like it. We hold the cards here. We have the power, and we are going to win. Not Bernie. Us. I include a link in the description of every Daily Bern to berniesanders.com. Please go there and see if there's any way that you can help out the campaign by becoming one of the over 2 million of us that are already volunteering to help get Bernie elected, or donate if you can. Any amount at all would be awesome. We can win this. We just have to do all that we can. But thanks again for coming to the Daily Burn. And if you shared, thank you so much. That helps more than you know. And this message needs to spread and get out there. So thank you. Um, Real quick, I wanted to talk about the views on the 100th episode of the Daily Burn that we had last Friday. Over 1,000 views. That is a record for the Daily Burn. I hope it becomes a regular thing, though. I want this show to get popular. I want a message of positivity and hope to get out there, um, because it needs to. People need to understand that you can do things if you believe in yourself and you believe it. Stop letting people convince you that you're weak. You're not weak. That is indoctrination and brainwashing and propaganda. It's all lies. Rise above that and we can win. We are we are in the process of winning. We are making it happen. Join up with us and we can do this. It really is just that simple. Enough of us stand united and we win. It's just the way it works. You know, it's not a pipe dream. This can be reality. We can do this. Um, let's go ahead and start our segments here. Our first segment is the news. We always look at a few news stories, so let's head over to the newsroom and check out what I found in the news for you today. The first piece I picked out today, we're going to go ahead and start with this hit piece from the New York Post. Some of you are aware Bernie unveiled a plan, unleashed, unveiled a plan to save journalism, right? Journalism is in big trouble in this country. A lot of us understand that, but to different levels. I understand that the media is weaponized propaganda. It needs to be destroyed and rebuilt from the ground up. But Bernie released his plan for how to save journalism. And this article from the New York Post editorial board rips it apart and mocks it. But journalism does need to be reformed. But they say here, you can always count on Bernie Sanders, whatever the problem. He's ready to fix things with more top-down control. When does Bernie call for top-down control? All I hear him talk about is how we need to do this from the ground up. But okay, so it says in an opinion piece for the Columbia Journalism Review, the Vermont socialist unveiled his plan to restore real journalism and find real journalists and save the profession from what he calls an assault by Wall Street billionaire businessmen, Silicon Valley, and Donald Trump. Now it goes on down here, it says, but billionaires aren't the problem. Amazon's Jeff Bezos is keeping the Washington Post alive as a major paper. Biotech gazillionaire Patrick Soon-Shiong is doing the same for the Los Angeles Times, and I'm sure they're doing it out of the goodness of their heart. How naive is this article, right? So Jeff Bezos buys the Washington Post, and you don't think he wants to have any influence over what it publishes. That's naive. And President Trump, it says he makes all manner of angry noises about the media, but he's plainly a boon to liberal outlets, giving them fresh reasons to stroke their readers and viewers' outrage every day. And it just goes on to crap all over it. But what Bernie's doing, and get the Bern Notice, subscribe to the Bern Notice. The Bern Notice is Bernie's new newsletter where they collect stories that we care about, important stories that are being covered, but they're being buried, and highlights them. So follow the Bern Notice for Bernie news, because you're not going to get it from the mainstream media, as you can see from this part here. What's this say here? Hold on. It says the fact is Sanders knows nothing about this biz. You can tell by the way he quotes extensively from Joseph Pulitzer, who, for all his high talk of journalistic ideals, was a canny operator who bought the money-losing New York World and helped invent yellow journalism, meaning sensational stories about crime, disasters, and scandal. Go save someone else, Senator. You know, he's not trying to save you exactly. Well, you need to go. Your type of journalism needs to die. So what he's talking about, the part I was looking for was they call these issues that he once covered his pet issues. Well, these pet issues are the issues that most Americans care about. 70% of Americans support Medicare for all. So it's also our pet issue. The next story that I picked out to go into, some of you may have heard about this. Bernie has announced a plan and proposes to cancel $81 billion in U.S. medical debt, to cancel everyone's medical debt. And this story is from Reuters. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but I'm going to read a little bit from it. U.S. presidential contender Bernie Sanders proposed a plan on Saturday to cancel $81 billion in existing past due medical debt for Americans, but it says he offered no details on how it would be financed. I guarantee there's details. Sanders, an independent U.S. Senator from Vermont, said in a statement that under his plan, the government would negotiate and pay off past due medical bills that had been reported to credit agencies. The proposal, he said, would also repeal some elements of the 2005 bankruptcy reform bill and allow other existing and future medical debt to be discharged. Says in the United States of America, your financial life and future should not be destroyed because you or a member of your family gets sick. That is unacceptable. I am sick and tired of seeing over 500,000 Americans declare bankruptcy each year because they cannot pay off the outrageous cost of medical emergency or a hospital stay. So, according to Sanders, medical debt is the leading cause of consumer bankruptcy, with more than half of Americans filing due to medical expenses each year. So this is great, and these are the kind of things that Bernie's doing, is going after things in an aggressive way. You know, things like canceling all student debt, canceling all medical debt. You know what that would do for the economy? We bailed out Wall Street in 2008. Did that benefit us? I mean, really, the average person? Do you know how much these bailouts would benefit the average American? This last piece that I'm going to go into with you guys is an article that I found from an Israeli newspaper, and it's an analysis. And I clicked on the headline because it was a positive story about Bernie winning, so I had to see what it was about. And it kind of amazes me that it's from an Israeli paper, but it's, can Bernie Sanders really win? After this week, it seems more possible than ever. Says Sanders' plan to save the planet and journalism and his new Trump-beating credentials give him some ammunition. But it goes on to explain how Bernie could win and how he could win the nomination and go on to beat Trump. And it says that his only roadblocks in a bid for the nomination is the perception that he can't beat Donald Trump in a general election and fellow Senator Elizabeth Warren's quest for his share of the party's progressive left. But I don't see Warren as a real threat. You know, they're building up Warren now. They are, because I think they're going to bail on Biden. I really think they're going to drop Biden. Biden is imploding. It's really sad at this point. It's not even funny anymore. But they're going to switch their support to Elizabeth Warren. It was going to be Kamala Harris, but Tulsi kind of destroyed Kamala. You know, which is why they punished Tulsi and why they kept her off the debate stage. Well, those were the stories that I picked out to go over with you guys today in the news. Next, we'll get into Bernie events. If you want to stay informed with what's going on with the Bernie Sanders campaign and the revolution, text Bernie to 67760. And that will enroll you in the texting program. And volunteers like me who do the texting will send you out information on events when things are relevant to you and things are going to be in your area, etc. And stuff you need to know. Or get the Bern app. The Bern app's really cool. You can get that anywhere you get a phone app, and that even counts you statistically as a supporter of the campaign. So get that, and you can do cool things with that too, like record a My Bernie story and share that on social media, which is a short video on why you support Bernie that you can share out, and it's really cool. So get the Bern app or watch this show every day, and I'll tell you what's going on with the Bernie campaign. The campaign is in Maine today for 4 events, and then goes to New Hampshire tomorrow for 2 more. And then on the 9th, they will be in Denver, Colorado for a big rally. So I'm looking forward to that. I would like to go to that one, but Denver is like 14 hours away from me. I am dying to go to a Bernie rally. Well, that's what's going on with the campaign, and we have come to the end of another episode of the Daily Bern. Now, I want to leave you guys today with this thought. Choose the positive. In all the things that you do or try to do, you run into mental choices. Choose the positive choice. Support the positive voice. Support that voice in you that wants to succeed. The voice that has big goals and dreams, and silence that other weak voice that only wants to quit and feel safe. He's never going to help you accomplish a thing. All that voice wants to do is stop. It just wants things to be easy. Its purpose is to protect you. It does have a purpose. That negative little scared voice in your mind, its purpose is to protect you. It's looking out for you. It's keeping you from danger, but you need danger. You need excitement. You need risk in order to advance. So sometimes you have to ignore him. You know, he pipes up a lot more often than he needs to anyway. You have to control your attitude because your attitude is a massive part of your success. So choose positivity as often as you can and believe that you can accomplish the things that you set out to accomplish because that optimism will go a long way towards pushing you towards achieving your goals. And that is how you win. You think like a winner. You believe in yourself and in your dream. You believe that you deserve it and that you can have it, and you decide that you will have it. And then you go and get to work. You got to grind, put in the effort every day, even when you don't want to, even when it's hard. We have got to commit to make the decision that we want this. And then we have to understand that that means that we will have to go and take it, which means we've got to do the work. And we must have the discipline to keep pushing forward, never looking back, only forward. If we do that, if enough of us do that, really own this and put in the work, we will win. We can't lose. All we have to do is all that we can. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you right here tomorrow for a brand new episode of the Daily Bern. Keep fighting out there, guys. I'm proud of you.